Now next, let's welcome Mr. Ali Soltanshahi, Director of Center for International Services and Programs at CSU, to make a presentation. His topic is the value of international education. Let's welcome.
Thank you so much. Hi everybody, good morning.
Good morning.
Everybody is awake? Do we need to stand up and stretch? Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and stand up for just a second if you can and stretch. Because my presentation is really boring. It's about theory and it's about student development, all that good stuff. Okay, so now we can sit down. Don't wander off. All right, so we're going to spend maybe a couple of minutes talking about why traveling to other countries, why learning different languages, and why learning about different cultures is important. So I work in the International Center here. I work with domestic students who are interested to study abroad at the Center of International Services and Programs. But I also work with international students and international faculty and staff and family members who are from other countries who come to visit the US for a short period of time. So, talked about this. So whenever you all are ready to come to college, please look up the international office, because that's a great opportunity for you to study abroad while you're doing your degree. Education abroad, so my rule of thumb in general is that if you have the opportunity to go to another country and learn about a different culture, or if you're not able to travel to another country, but you are able to connect with someone from a different background, an immigrant, a person who speaks a different language, a different identity, is to connect with them and learn from them and also be their coach, and they will be your coach as well when it comes to perhaps learning a different language. And then there are ways for you as students to study abroad. One way is what the Confucius Institute just talked about. It's an opportunity to partner with them and then be able to visit a whole different country that you have possibly never visited. When you get to college and when you come to Cleveland State, hopefully, please come talk to us and we'll be happy to connect you with education abroad programs as well. So, study abroad also, and language acquisition, learning a different language, also gives you a better understanding of other cultures. Everybody pretty much mentioned that today. And, like the idea of culture is that one culture is not better than another. Would you agree with that? Yes? No? Yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the table in the back. Yeah, you have spirit, that's good. So cultures are different. It's not that one culture is better than the other. It's just that they're different and that we, as human beings, we need to be more understanding of other cultures. And again, education abroad and language acquisition helps you understand that. I think I have like 30 seconds. So I want to quickly talk about how I function, right? So I always frame all of my work based on theoretical development, right? Books and things like that are fun to read. Sometimes I fall asleep reading them, yes. So, but what I want to talk about today is intergroup relations, right? Because I think it's relevant to our conversation. So, I gotta pull my notes because, so I'm Iranian American, right? So I was born in Iran. And then at the age of 9, because of a war between my country and another country, I had the privilege to move to another country. So I moved to France with my family and then lived there for 10 years. Do you think that those 10 years in France were easy and awesome? Yes, everybody's saying that. So actually, it wasn't. So it wasn't because, why do you think it wasn't that great? Maybe at first. Yes, sir. Do we have a microphone? Sorry. The microphone is coming. Yes, sir.
Was it because you were different?
Yes. What else? Expand on this.
Oh.
You're going in the right direction. Yeah, there you go.
Well, I think maybe it was hard for you because you're from a different country.
Yes.
You're leaving your homeland.
Yes.
And you have to try to adapt to somewhere you've never been before.
Right.
And adapt to people you never met.
Exactly. Thank you. And so there was also an idea of I was being perceived as an other, because in my country, in Iran, I was part of the majority culture, right? So I went to another country for the first time. I felt like a minority, which was difficult, but it was a growth experience for me, right? And I think I'm a better person because of it. I'm not that great of a person, but I'm a better person. So thank you. And then, so it takes me to this intergroup relations, right? So the point I'm trying to make is that when you don't know about another culture, right, how do you find out whether that culture is similar to yours or different than yours, better, worse, although I don't believe in those. So can someone answer that question? Anyway, yeah? Oops. There you go.
I think you can see if the culture is different, similar because of the language that they speak.
Of the what?
The language that they speak.
Okay, so let's say that it's a language that I don't understand, right? Which actually was the case. So I came as an Iranian, I speak Farsi, and I moved to France and later to the US, and I didn't speak either languages. I'm still learning English after 25 years. So what do you think would happen in this case?
You couldn't communicate with anybody, which means you couldn't grab anything or achieve anything that they had.
Yes, so I couldn't communicate, I couldn't understand. I was going through culture shock. I was going through the othering process of being maybe a minority for the first time as well. So how do I then create a concept of friends, let's say in my case, when I don't know the language? How do I create that concept? Videos? Other people? Yes, students? Good?
I feel like you could interact and observe and try to find a common ground person.
Yes.
Who's not from there or from there, but they also know your language or know something about it, and you guys will communicate.
Right. Thank you. So it was almost that. So it was actually a friend who now lives in Canada, but he was born in France, and we found a commonality. We found a common ground. We couldn't communicate with one another, but for us it was playing soccer. What you all call soccer, we call football because it uses the foot, not the other football. So the soccer. So we learned to communicate by playing soccer, and then this guy, his name is Julian. He taught me how to say ball in French and how to say, would you like to play soccer? Right? And then I taught him the same in Farsi. And that was like the beginning of a relationship that has been going on for 35 years. Right? So I've known him for 35 years. We were 10 years old back then. So intergroup relations in general, and I'm going to wrap up with this kind of idea. And the thought here is for you to take this into consideration and then let it simmer in your mind. Okay? So just let it simmer in your mind. So intergroup contact theory that was written by Pettigrew and Trop talks about the greater you interact with groups of different backgrounds, different languages, different beliefs, the less you will have prejudice towards that group. What do you think of this theory or this sentence? Yes.
I think the theory can be true in most ways. It kind of depends on how you were raised, and it's if you let's say you talk to somebody and
Excellent, thank you. So exposure, right, gives an opportunity for people who are of different backgrounds, who might not necessarily have the same beliefs, to have a better understanding, right? And they talk about 3 stages. So first is that connection that is created sometimes when you're meeting maybe a student from China who is teaching you Chinese, or a teacher from China. So you're learning some superficial things that are related to language, and slowly, as you develop the competency of language mastering, in that case, you're also developing a better understanding of that culture. And they're understanding your culture a little bit more too, right? So that's kind of my message. I think I'm out of time. I really appreciated being invited to speak. I hope that it wasn't boring. I really appreciated the students who participated, and I look forward to connecting with you when you come to CSU, or if this summer you decide to go to China, I look forward to connecting with you as well. Thank you.